Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about signals and system subject JNTU Anantapur previous examination solution in the year March 2021. Here I am going to discuss about short answer questions. And these are the short answer questions in the year March 2021 in signals and system subject. And question number 1A, determine whether the following systems are time invariant or not. First bit, y of t is equal sin of x of t, and second bit, y of t is equal x of t. So find out the given system is time invariant system or time variant system. And first bit explanation, given that the system y of t is sin of x of t, the procedure of time invariant system is y of t comma capital T is equal y of t minus capital T if that condition is satisfied and the given system is said to be time invariant system, otherwise it is said to be time variant system. Now here the time invariant system can be determined in two cases, two steps. There are two steps we can determine time invariant or time variant system. And the step one is if the input signal is delayed by capital T times, in this case the resultant output signal is denoted by or represented by y of t comma capital T. And this is the given system. Y of t is an output of the system. Sin of x of t is an input to the system. And the step one is input signal is delayed by capital T times. In this case, the resultant output signal is denoted as y of t comma capital T. So that is y of t comma capital T is equal sin of x of t minus capital T. So that is considered as equation 1 and that is step 1. And the second step, if the output signal is also delayed by same amount of time, that is capital T times. In this case, the resultant output signal is denoted as y of t minus capital T. Y of t minus capital T can be determined as in the given system, small t is replaced by t minus capital T, we get y of t minus capital T. And this is the given system. In this given system, small t is replaced by t minus capital T. We get y of t minus capital T is equal sin of x of t minus capital T. This is considered as equation 2. So now comparing equation 1 and equation 2. So comparing equations 1 and equation 2, equation 1 is equal to equation 2. So that is y of t comma capital T is equal y of t minus capital T. So now here time invariant system condition is satisfied. Hence the given system is time invariant system. And this is the explanation of the first bit. And now coming to the second bit. The given system y of t is x of t. Similarly, check it, determine the given system is time variant or time invariant system. And step 1, if the input signal is delayed by capital T times and the output signal is represented as y of t comma capital T, that is y of t comma capital T is equal to x of t minus capital T, that is considered as equation 1. And the second step, if the output signal is also delayed by same amount of time, that is capital T times, in this case the output of the system is represented as y of t minus capital T. Here the y of t minus capital T can be determined as in the given system small t is replaced by t minus capital T, we get y of t minus capital T value. So therefore y of t minus capital T is equal to x of t minus capital T. This is considered as equation 2. Now comparing equations 1 and 2. So comparing equations 1 and 2, we get equation 1 is equal to equation 2. So that is y of t comma capital T is equal to y of t minus capital T. Here the time invariant system condition is satisfied. Hence the given system is time invariant system. Question number 1b. State the time reversal and time scaling properties of Fourier series. So define the statements of the time reversal Fourier series property, time scaling Fourier series property. The statement of time reversal property is the time reversal property states that if Fourier series of x of t is Cn, then the Fourier series of x of minus t is C suffix minus n. And this is the statement of the time reversal property. And the statement of the time scaling property is the time scaling property of Fourier series states that if Fourier series of x of t is C suffix n, then the Fourier series of f of a t is C suffix n. And these are two are the statements of the time reversal and time scaling properties of Fourier series. And these are the short answer questions. And question number 1c. Obtain the Fourier transform of the following function, that is x of t is equal to 1. Solution. Given that the signal x of t is equal to 1, we know that the Fourier transform of the constant function is 2 pi a del of omega. Capital A is the constant. The Fourier transform of the constant function is 2 pi a del of omega. Now here given that Fourier transform of the constant function. So that constant value is 1. So the Fourier transform of 1 is 2 pi 1 into del of omega. So which is equal to 2 pi del of omega, which is equal to 2 pi del of omega. And next draw the graphical representation of 2 pi del of omega, and x-axis is omega, and omega is varies from minus infinity to plus infinity, and y-axis is magnitude values of Fourier transform of 1, that is x of omega. So according to the definition of the impulse function, now here the impulse function del of omega is exists only at omega is equal to 0. At omega is equal to 0, the magnitude value is 2 pi and remaining values of omega, and greater than omega and less than omega it has 0 value. So this is the graphical representation of Fourier transform of 1. Next question number 1d. State and prove time scaling property of a Fourier transform. And the statement of the time scaling property of the Fourier transform is if Fourier transform of f of t is f of omega, Fourier transform of f of t is f of omega, then the Fourier transform of f of a t is 1 by magnitude of a into f of omega by a, where small a is the real constant. That is, Fourier transform of f of a t is 1 by magnitude of a into f of omega by a. This is a statement of time scaling property of a Fourier transform. Now coming to the proof, the Fourier transform of the function f of t is given by or defined as Fourier transform of f of t is f of omega, which is equal to integral minus infinity to infinity f of t into e power minus j omega t dt. So now here we want to calculate time scaling property. What is the time scaling signal f of a t? Similarly, the Fourier transform of f of a t is integral minus infinity to infinity f of a t into e power minus j omega t dt. Let a t is equal to x. So f of a t, let a t is equal to x. So differentiating this equation a t is equal to x, t is equal to x by a. So differentiating with respect to x, dt is equal to dx by a, where a is the constant. Now here in this equation, what are the ranges of the t? T ranges are minus infinity to plus infinity. Here we are considering a t is equal to x. Now calculate the ranges of the x. If t is equal to minus infinity, so in this equation t is equal to x by a. In this equation substitute lower value of t and upper value of t. If t is equal to minus infinity, then x is equal to minus infinity. And if t is equal to infinity, then x is equal to plus infinity. And x is also varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. Applying these considerations into above equation. Above equation means this equation. Therefore, the Fourier transform of f of at is equal Fourier transform of f of at is equal integral minus infinity to infinity f of at. Now here at is considered as x, f of x into e power minus j omega t, t is equal to x by a, dt is equal dx by a. So that is equal 1 by a integral minus infinity to infinity f of x into e power minus j omega x by a is written as e power minus j into omega by a x into dx. According to definition of the Fourier transform of the signal, integral minus infinity to infinity f of x e power minus j omega integral minus infinity to infinity f of t e power minus j omega t dt is f of omega. This is the definition of the Fourier transform. So using this definition of the Fourier transform, here in place of omega, omega by a is there. So using the definition of the Fourier transform, the RHS term of this integral is f of omega by a. 1 by a into f of omega by a. The RHS term of this integral is f of omega by a. So when a is greater than 0, Fourier transform of f of at is 1 by a into f of omega by a, and when a less than 0, Fourier transform of f of at is minus 1 by a f of omega by a. And what is the time scaling property? Fourier transform f of at is equal 1 by magnitude of a into f of omega by a. So magnitude means plus or minus. So plus or minus means greater than 0 and less than 0. So greater than 0 it has positive values and less than 0 it has negative values of a. So this is the time scaling property of the Fourier transform. Next question number 1e. Determine dtft of x of n is equal to u of n. So now coming to the solution. Given that the signal x of n is equal to u of n, we know that the definition of the unit step sequence is u of n is 1 for n greater than or equal to 0 and u of n is equal to 0 for n less than 0. This is the definition of unit step sequence. The discrete time Fourier transform of the sequence x of n is given by or defined as dtft of x of n is x of omega, which is equal to sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n into e power minus j omega n. Now here given that what is x of n? Unit step sequence. U of n x of n is equal to u of n, and substitute x of n is equal to u of n in the definition of discrete time Fourier transform of the sequence. We get dtft of x of n is x of omega. Now here x of n is equal to u of n. Substitute x of n is equal to u of n. Sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity u of n into e power minus j omega n, where u of n is unit step sequence. According to definition of unit step sequence, u of n is equal to 1 for n greater than or equal to 0. N greater than or equal to 0 means n is equal to 0 to infinity. And u of n is equal to 0 for n less than 0. N less than 0 means negative values of n. Now applying the definition of the unit step sequence in this equation, u of n is equal to 1 for n greater than or equal to 0. So the range of the n is now 0 to infinity. So that is equal 1 into e power minus j omega n, e power minus j omega n. E power minus j omega n is written as e power minus j omega whole to the power of n. But we know that sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity, a power n is 1 by 1 minus a for magnitude of a less than 1. And applying this condition into RHS term of this equation, now here in place of a, e power minus j omega is there. So therefore, dtft of u of n is 1 by 1 minus a. And what is the a value here? E power minus j omega. And this is the discrete time Fourier transform of the given sequence, Fourier transform, discrete time Fourier transform of u of n. And next short answer question is question number 1F. Write down the multiplication property of DTFT. And the statement of the multiplication property of discrete time Fourier transform. For continuous Fourier transform and discrete time Fourier transform, if we perform multiplication in time domain, then it is equivalent to performing convolution in frequency domain. Okay, so that is discrete time Fourier transform of convolution of two sequences is equal to multiplication of their frequency domains, and that is the time convolution property and frequency convolution property. Multiplication of two time domain signals is equal to convolution of their spectra. So that is the multiplication property of the discrete time Fourier transform. If dtft of x of n is x of omega and dtft of x of h of n is h of omega, if the output sequence y of n is convolution of input sequence in LTI system, the output of an LTI system is always convolution of input signal with impulse response. If y of n is x of n convolution h of n, then y of omega is equal to x of omega into h of omega. And this is the multiplication property of discrete time Fourier transform statement. Next short answer question is write the properties of LTI system. LTI means linear time invariant system. The properties of linear time invariant system are it satisfies commutative property. So that is AB is equal to BA. X1 of t and X2 of t are the two signals. It satisfies the commutative property X1 of t into X2 of t is equal X2 of t into X1 of t. And the second property, distributive property. If x1 of t and x2 of t and x3 of t are any signals, the distributive property states that x1 of t into x2 of t plus x3 of t is equal x1 of t into x2 of t plus x1 of t into x3 of t. So this is the distributive property. Next third property is associative property. So that is x1 of t into x2 of t into x3 of t is equal x1 of t into x2 of t into x3 of t. So these are the properties of the linear time invariant property, linear time invariant system properties. And next short answer question is write short notes on spectral density. So define spectral density. The spectral density is a function of frequency, not a function of time. However, the spectral density of small windows of longer signal may be calculated and plotted versus time associated with the window. Such a graph is called as a spectrogram. And what is energy spectral density and what is power spectral density? The distribution of energy of a signal per unit bandwidth. The distribution of energy of a signal per unit bandwidth as a function of frequency is called as energy spectral density or energy density spectrum. So this is the definition of energy spectral density or energy density function. And the definition of power spectral density is the distribution of average power of the signal in the frequency domain is called as power spectral density or power density spectrum. And next short answer question is find the Z transform of a sequence x of n is equal cos of n omega t u of n. Now coming to the solution, given that the given sequence is cos of omega tn u of n, cos omega Tn is represented in terms of exponential e power j omega Tn plus e power minus j omega Tn by 2 into u of n. Multiplying u of n within the bracket term, we have e power j omega Tn u of n by 2 plus e power minus j omega Tn u of n by 2. So now take the Z transform on both sides. Z transform of LHS term is equal to Z transform of RHS term. So using the definition of the Z transform of x of n is sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n into z power minus n. Now here in place of x of n e power j omega Tn u of n, here in place of x of n e power minus j omega Tn u of n. So applying the definition of the Z transform on RHS side. So on RHS side both the terms 1 by 2 is the common, 1 by 2 into, now applying the definition of the Z transform, sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity e power j omega Tn u of n into z power minus n plus here 1 by 2 that is written before summation. Now applying the definition of the Z transform of the second term, sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity e power minus j omega Tn u of n z power minus n, where u of n is unit step sequence. So the definition of the unit step sequence, u of n is equal to 1 for n greater than or equal to 0. Now applying the definition of the unit step sequence into RHS side of the above equation, we get x of z is equal 1 by 2 sigma. When you applying the definition of the unit step sequence, the range of the n is 0 to infinity. N is equal to 0 to infinity e power j omega Tn z power minus n plus 1 by 2. In the second term is also applying the definition of the unit step sequence, sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity e power minus j omega Tn z power minus n. So that is equal, RHS term is written as e power j omega Tn into z power minus n is written as z power minus 1 into e power j omega t whole to the power of n. Here also second term z power minus n into e power minus j omega Tn is written as z power minus 1 into e power minus j omega t whole to the power of n. We know that sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity a power n is 1 by 1 minus a, and RHS term of this equation, applying this condition, we get x of z is equal, so on RHS side both the terms 1 by 2 is the common, 1 by 2 into 1 by 1 minus z inverse e power j omega t plus second term 1 by 1 minus z inverse e power j omega t. So now take the LCM. The LCM is 1 minus z inverse e power j omega t, 1 minus z inverse e power j omega t. And after take the LCM, reducing RHS term of this equation, finally we get the Z transform of the given sequence is 1 minus z inverse cos omega t by 1 minus 2 z inverse cos omega t plus z power minus 2. And next short answer question is, list any two ROC properties of Laplace transform. ROC means region of the convergence. The range of variation of the sigma for which the Laplace transform converges is called region of the convergence. The properties of region of the convergence are, the first property is the ROC contains a strip. The ROC contains strip lines, that strip lines parallel to the j omega axis in the S plane. And what is the Laplace transform plane? The Laplace transform plane S is equal to sigma plus j omega, where sigma is the real part of the S and j omega is the imaginary part of the S. The region of the convergence contains strip lines parallel to j omega axis in the Laplace transform plane or S plane. That is the first property. And the second property is, if x of t is absolutely integrable and it is of finite duration, then the ROC is entire S plane. So these are the properties of region of the convergence, properties of Laplace transform.